know about like the meme stock thing that happened
Yeah, yeah,
last
yeah.
year? Okay, so I'm writing a book about GameStop specifically because they were the one that was really the company that yeah kicked it all off and the one that kept going really.
Right.
So basically, the thesis from the mainstream and all the companies that claim they are that all their bets in that area are closed. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to see here. Everybody look away.
Because the
And
story is just evaporated.
yeah, but it has not. This is what my book is about, right? Because from the perspective of basically everyone that's not watching this like hyper closely, it's done. It's
Yeah.
over. It's finished. But the company has been making incredible strides. They have. It looks like they're about to make all of our dreams come true.
Oh my God.
So the thesis of the whole thing was that there was loads of like fake shares in circulation, right, of
Yeah.
GameStop, because of
Because they just
financial
counterfeit it
system.
when they short sell, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. So they claim that all the shorts have been covered. There is no more counterfeit shares in circulation, and that's the end of that. The people,
Right.
the sort of million strong community on the internet believes otherwise,
Yeah.
and the company just released a stock split as a dividend, right? So that means that theoretically they have found a way to expose the fact that there is a massive number of extra shares, and there's been a lot of weird things happening with people's like brokerages and how the split was executed by different brokers, and there's allegations that the DTC, which is like the central regulatory body who's in charge of all this, have committed international securities fraud.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, and the company have been building an NFT marketplace, which has quickly become, I think, the biggest, if not one of the biggest.
GameStop is?
GameStop have just released this NFT marketplace, which has already become one of the biggest, if not the biggest, on the internet in terms of volume traded.
Oh my God.
They've smashed past OpenSea, as far as I was aware.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they're coming for the crypto market, man. So the theory is that now they're going to withdraw their stock from the stock exchange and put it on their own NFT based exchange to prevent any financial system fuckery in the future.
Oh my God.
So
So they're just going to use that to
theoretically, yeah.
fuck with the financial system.
Exactly.
And then, and then it's going to discredit NFTs. I mean, I could see why they're doing it because it's like it's a win. I hope that, so what, I mean, this is off of my subject matter of expertise, but where do you think it's going to go?
Well, I mean, that is the real question. Whether GameStop actually withdraw themselves from the DTCC and the exchange and create their own thing remains to be seen. They now have, since this all kicked off, they have built themselves the capability to do it. One, their layer 2 partner in where they've built their NFT marketplace. Now, this isn't my 100% area expertise, so I could be getting this slightly wrong. But they've partnered with this company, Loopring, who they have like sort of absorbed, but not really. And their entire software is built for making decentralized exchanges. That's what their entire thing is for. And that's who they're working with. And like, I don't know, man, it just seems like all of the pieces are falling into place. But the reason that you should paint Citadel on fire, to get back to your original question, is because Citadel Securities are the main villain of the story. So there was Robinhood, who was the broker that everyone was buying on, who turned off the buy button. But Citadel Securities were the biggest hedge firm that had the biggest short position against GameStop, and were the ones buying all the order flow from Robinhood, and have, like, in the eyes of many, leaned on Robinhood to turn off the buy button, but that remains to be proven in court.
And that was like the infamous moment in history there.
Yes. So you should paint Citadel Securities on fire because some GameStop obsessed legend will buy it for a lot of money. I would.
But is it just like where are they? What is it? Is it just like a big anonymous?
No, they're what's called
a headquarters.
No, it's what's called a market maker. So they're basically they're kind of a brokerage, but also more than a brokerage. So they provide like liquidity to the market by being able to create shares essentially and sell them.
Okay.
And that's how you get company. That's how
So are
you
they the
get the
ones that
counterfeit
are
ones.
counterfeiting all this,
Yes,
basically?
theoretically, yes. So
Oh
they
my
are the
God.
villains of the story.
They're the worst.
They are. People, yeah. It's been quite a saga. Go pre-order my book, everyone that's listening.
Yeah.
I'm in the midst of finishing it as we speak. Actually, only a year after I thought I would, but there you go.
I am just continue to be blown away at how long this has gone on.
Wait, do you mean this saga, or I assume you mean like
Just everything.
the fuckery of the financial system?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole fuckery of the financial system. You know, uh, and if I think about everything that is plaguing the world right now, or maybe specifically America, it's just part of it is that everything about the American dream is just um, what's the word? It's like they're just it's it's unattainable now. You know, that the money has gotten so fucked, and wages are stuck. The cost of living is so outrageous that you know. I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah, I'll help you out here because I get very mad about this too, and America is not alone. It may feel like it is, but it is not. The entire world is suffering at the hands of um, probably what broadly known as financialization.
Yeah.
It's just the constant expansion of the finance world, and there's a great book actually you should check out called The Finance Curse. So it argues
Yeah.
that the finance industry has become more of a drain on the economies of the developed world than any other industry. Like they claim to be the thing providing all the money, but they're the ones preventing all the growth because
Yeah.
they go in. They buy up companies who are doing perfectly well. They drain them of their money. They strip them of their assets. They file bankruptcy, and then they walk away after like draining all the money out of it and destroying a company that people took decades to build. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's what's the word? They call it vulture capitalism, where they're just, you know, and I've just seen such a long, frustrating industrialization, demanufacturing of the world.
Mm.
You know, I really look back to 1971. I don't know about you, but like
Mm-hmm.
that was the date that really changed. I mean, that was when the dollar failed and they created a new dollar. And we're at the point now, 50 years later, where that one's failing and they want to do it again with a digital dollar. You know, if there's anything I think that the public needs to learn to reject, is that the central banks have been given the power to issue money and that they have fucking blown it. Now we're coming on the third time. Then there is no possible way that the public can accept a central bank issue, the Federal Reserve issuing a digital currency. Someone's got to articulately explain to the public that they are not worthy of that power, because the
Mm.
amount of power that comes with a centrally issued digital currency is like taking the best thing and turning it into the worst thing, you know. um,
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
don't like blame China, for example. Like they're just playing the game. They're like, oh, yeah, you want to ship all your factories here? Great. You want to show us all the ways that you manufacture these things and just basically give up, you know, 150 years of innovation and manufacturing capacity and whatever. I really thought with COVID and the emergency the emergency that created or seemed to create with not manufacturing our own medical supplies here in America.
yeah, man.
You
Or
know, that
everything.
alone should have been like, they should have, you know, if they're going to spend money, they should have immediately started spending money to subsidize repatriating at least beginning with the medical industry. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, every job should be back here, and globalism should be totally wound down. I just think that this direction that the whole world is taking, where it's like a larger central controlling body, is just going to be worse and worse. I mean, look how bad it is already just to try to deal with, the Department of Motor Vehicles, or actually, they're just like any government agency where you're trying to get a service from them. How does anybody think it's going to get better the bigger it gets? Because now it's as big as it's ever been, and shit's worse than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And like I was like kind of remembering the train of thought that I lost. There are so many problems that I, in my heart of heart, believes would be a background problem that wouldn't be such a catastrophe if people had a decent living and got paid, and there were jobs, and it wasn't this hustle culture, and because not everyone's a hustler. I think that these people, these think tanks and whatever that steered America where it's been going since 1971, have completely abandoned. And when these companies willingly left, they gave up on the American dream. Like, they gave up on the notion that
we've lost it.
Frozen. Oh, there you go.
We lost you for
I'm
a sec.
Yeah.
That's all right. Where was that
I was
going?
just saying that they forgot that they're part of this equation that makes everything work. Yeah. And then as wages have stagnated, credit cards, god damn, credit cards are what are propping up the American dream now, and they've been doing it since the 80s. And that's every goddamn credit card is just money creation. To what end? It's money from nowhere. It's suddenly $10,000. I mean, the only thing that's good about it, I
wonder if they have that. Like, I wonder if credit card companies like have the money, or if that's credit. Like, are they?
They don't have the money. It's like they just. This whole idea that there's some sort of like Scrooge McDuck, that the banks have this big bag of gold and then they're lending out depositors monies and stuff, that is like a joke. Like that shit isn't even happening anymore. If you went to your bank and you tried to ask them for a small business loan, they're like, anything under $10,000, we just give you a credit card. Like, they don't care.
Is that where it's at? They just give you a credit
It's pretty
card.
much.
So
they're
you
like,
can't get like
you
a
want $5,000 to start a business, or you want a $8,000 loan? No, here's a credit card.
Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment for us in the comments below. Let me know what you thought and if you'd like to see more of this from the show. Thank you, and we'll see you again next time.